I was going to start doing videos about my work from home. I work from home for a job as a customer service representative. I thought, well, I'm going to tell people about working from home, how the job goes and what I deal with. And then I'm like, it's such a boring, bad video to me. I was like, golly, that's boring. That's duh. So, I live with a clown, Boudreaux. Yes, this is Boudreaux. I call him Boo for short. He's my clown. And my other one is Duchess, which she's in the background over here. This little room is my office room. This is where I work from, and that's where the freeloaders sleep during the day while I work. Isn't that nice? I'm such a good person. But I decided to do my videos on a funny side. On a funny side, something more lighthearted, something more enjoying than the dreary work life we all live. So through my course, like I said, I'm introducing you to my babies and the life that I live with a Great Dane and a Labrador Retriever. They're a fun bunch. Boudreaux, Boo, he's 2 years old. Duchess, if I can get her, she's like I said, she's over there. There she is. She is probably 3 or 4 years old. And you wonder why I say it. Because I don't know how old Duchess is. Duchess showed up about 2 years ago. She was skin and bones. And it was winter time, and I just, most biggest percent of the time of dogs that I've ever gotten have all been somebody else left on the side of the road. And I'm not going to take them to a pound. I don't have the heart to do a pound, even somewhere where they do rescues. You show up on my door, you're going to have a home and a meal. Well, in the videos that you'll see, Duchess is quite plump. We both are. Boudreaux is still in a growing stage. He's skinny, but he's not skinny. He's still got another good year of growing, if you can believe that. Yeah, Boudreaux, last time he was taken to the vet, it's been probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and he was at 120 pounds. Yeah, that's to me is still pretty lightweight for a Great Dane. He's my third Great Dane that I've ever had. My first one was named Roxy. She started my love for Great Danes. She lived to 11 and a half years. My second one is Taz. He lives with my husband in a whole nother town, 158 miles. Yeah, we live apart. And Boo's my baby. Where I was living at the time, I saw an ad in Facebook, and I was like, I gotta have Boo. I gotta have Boo. Contacted the lady, and she says, well, I've got somebody that's interested in him, and they're just trying to come up with the money. And I sent a message back, I've got the money. I've got to have 2 Great Danes. He'll have a great home, I promise you. And she was, I think, pretty convinced by that. And like I said, Boo's 2 years old, and Duchess 3 or 4. And one of the thing about Duchess is she knows commands. And it's mind-blowing. She's so smart. She knows these commands, and I don't know yet all the commands she knows. I just kind of found out by accident one day. Boudreaux, he can sit. Sit on me, sit on the cat. Yeah, y'all have videos of my cat also, Cleo, short for Cleopatra. She's a 6-month-old Maine Coon cat, and she is wonderful. She's so sweet, so independent. She's a cat. She loves the dogs, and the dogs love her. It's a great match. Well, like I said, I steered away from the videos of the work at home and hoping that I can bring a little laughter, a little fun to your life with the shenanigans of the dogs and I, and occasional cat. She's hard to get in the pictures because, well, she's a cat. You know, they don't cooperate. But I'll throw videos in once in a while when I get a chance, especially if she's interacting with the dogs, which is really cute because Boudreaux has a thing that she can get up on the bed and stretch out beside him, just don't touch me. But if he wants to touch her, it's okay. Like I said, it's pretty funny. And you can see the bed behind me is full size. I started out with this bed. It was my grandmother's bed. And I quickly realized it wasn't going to work. So I got a queen size bed. As you can see in my other videos, I talk about buying him an electric blanket in the hopes that he'd sleep on the other side of the bed because he was cold at night. No, he's just a snuggler. And I'm the pillow. I'm the source of heat. I sleep with a ceiling fan on and a rotating fan because I'm burning up at night because of the great heat monster. Well, both of them. And they fight at night who gets to get as close to me. And like I said, this one, he just stretches out. And when a Great Dane lays down, they don't lay down. They flop. And you ought to have about 120 pounds flop on you. It'll knock the air out of you. He's, like I said, he is a character. He is such a personality. And Duchess, she's as sweet and good natured as they come. But she would protect me. I know in my heart she would protect me. And I've got a neighbor who orders DoorDash a lot. And if they would understand that DoorDash brings food, they wouldn't be so aggressive at them. I mean, they're going to battle for these DoorDashers. And I order DoorDash, and I have the front door open, and I'm just like, they're bringing food, you idiots. I had one poor guy that would hardly come up to the porch, you know, because the dogs were going rah, rah, rah at him really hard. And I'm sitting there going, I would too. Do you have the monster and the little snarling black girl back there with, anger in her eyes? And I'm like, if you only knew they're bringing food, you'd change your tune. But like I said, I hope I bring a lot of laughter, a lot of joy to you. And our goal is to make people laugh and become YouTube famous. Hey, a mama's got to support the babies. You wouldn't believe how much a Great Dane can eat. It's unbelievable. Duchess, I would get an 8-pound bag of food, and I buy high protein. High protein keeps them fuller longer. They don't need to eat. They won't eat as much. An 8-pound bag could go 2 weeks with Duchess. It don't even go a week with this one. So I go out to Tractor Supply and I buy the great big bag of their dog food. It's about $22 to $25. And it's high protein. And right now, can't tell you the name of it, but I have to buy a great big bag for the Boo Man. And I got a video showing you I'm feeding them weenies. They love their weenies. I go to Walmart and buy a little package of hot dog weenies for $1. I stock up on these because that's the demand around here. And they have milk bone bones. Every morning I'm getting my coffee, they get a bowl of milk, and they get their milk bone bones. So does the cat. The cat has milk, and the cat eats a quarter of a piece of a weenie. So, like I said, life around here is never dull. I sit here and work while I'm working. I've got my headphones on and I'm taking calls. And one of them back here will start snoring. And you can imagine what the people on the other end, can hear. My headphones aren't that great to cancel surround sounds. So they got to hear snoring in the background and wonder, who in the world is snoring while this woman is working? It's either Boo or Duchess. And then, I give my dogs probably things that I shouldn't, leftover stuff, and some things give them gas. Yes, people, they'll kill you. In a small room while I'm working on the phone, and one of them lets a gas bomb. I'm over here fanning myself with a piece of paper trying to survive through a call and a gas bomb. Well, anyway, I hope I bring you lots of laughter through our videos. Bless you and have a good one.